then you had it for a backup, which is what we were always hoping, and
Yeah,
you've now
and
provided, so that's cool.
I had some audio issues like yesterday, like for a few hours that the Discord connection was gone. So when I figured it out, I restarted it. Or restarted Discord, and it worked again. So it's nice to have a backup, right?
Yeah. Oh, DCO wants the link. I'll get the link. I think I still have it.
Yeah, I'm still ironing out everything. Easy does it.
Yeah, well, you're more adventurous than me. I wouldn't have the slightest idea how to do that. So I appreciate people who are able to do it. All right, I think I got the link now. I'll put it in the live stream to Roger's live stream.
Wow. I'm just running it, right? So it's for the community.
Yes, the live stream facilitated by Roger. So I guess we're on the hunt for some Globers here. If anyone wants to talk to the ladies, I should make an announcement. I got to go do that. I just ran in the door, so I'm kind of behind the times. But the other thing I wanted to mention while we're starting out here on the ladies' night, last ladies' night of the 5th month of the 21st year, the 21st century. Next time we see you for ladies' night, it'll be June. May went quickly for me. Don't know about all the rest of you. And let's see, tomorrow, I assume the precious metals takeover is happening again at 1:00 Eastern tomorrow. Unless anybody's heard anything differently, I think that's going to be a regular event. So if you have not listened in to that before on Saturdays, it is a highly recommended experience. Our silver and gold members have been doing a great job. And then it's a way for other people to just kind of like the same principle as Ladies' Night, just to have some inspiring some different voices and people who we may not hear from as much, to hear from them and get to know them. And then the hosts, CI, Redford Bear, and Tap have been doing a great job coming up with questions for guests and for members of the server, just to continue to spread the message that the globe model is a complete and utter failure. And then tomorrow, there's also supposed to be another event at the Chatterbox, formerly called the Chessboard, and I'll put an invite to that server in the live stream. They were going to make like a promo for that event. It's like a flat Earth Q&A type event, but I haven't seen one, so I assume it hasn't been made yet. As far as I know, that is in 24 hours from now, and I will put the link to the Chatterbox server. So I think that the chessboard, I don't know, I think they got like taken down or something. They're the same people, Corvo and other people that used to be on the chessboard. They have a new server. It's called the Chatterbox. Same initials, different words. Probably the same idea. They are like, I don't know exactly what you called them. I don't think they have a specific theme. They're just more about like socializing, maybe debating and informational topics. Like they cover other conspiracy topics, but Corvo, I know, tries to be like, maybe have like a balanced view, like, trying to do many different ideas. So he's not necessarily advocating for any one idea, but he's invited us to his server several times, and he invited us again. I think Wolfgang Hope is organizing this event, which is tomorrow night, 24 hours from now, 5:00 Eastern, last I heard. Oh, and Ildico's here. Hi there, Ildico. Just Kim is here. So I know some of you guys are really into crypto, so I'll just tell you that Truth Prevails, one of our ladies who's not here yet, has been nagging me for literally months, possibly up to a year, however long she's been doing it, for me to buy some. She finally convinced me to buy some. Not that I'm going to sit around and talk about it all the time, but, I did buy some, so that was fun. Now I feel like, I'm part of the group who does that, and we'll see if anything happens with it. I don't know. I don't really have any other exciting announcements about the server. I mean, I gave you two pretty exciting ones: precious metals and event at the Chatterbox. So, does anyone else have exciting announcements of any sort? I'm going to try to find the image for the precious metals takeover. Here it is. I found it. Oh, Get Begets going to join. All right, Chatterbox. I'm not saying that that it's just going to be a utopia over there. He says, when Mary Mom posts invite, I join by default. So have fun, but if you don't have fun, it's not my fault. Okay, so I'm posting the image for the precious metals takeover, and if there ever is an image for that other promo for that debate, just let me know and I'll put it up there. I don't know how hard it can be to make one, although I do know last time we went there, they made it, and it was a picture of a flying disc through space. So if we don't want them to make another image like that, we should probably make our own. So if anyone's listening on the YouTube and or here in the live stream and would like to ask the ladies of the Flat Earth a question about how we have come to understand that the fantasy globe model has absolutely zero basis in reality, feel free to come in. If you are just listening on YouTube and you don't have a Discord ID yet, I encourage you to get one and come in here and talk to us. If you're in the live stream, you don't have any roles, so you can't unmute yourself, you can go up to the VC check-in, ping a mod, gold, or silver, and get a VC verified role so you can hear and ask your question. And if no one comes to ask a question, then I'll go to the roundtable discussions and we will discuss what's the best shade of nail polish, how should we wear our hair, and what's the latest fashion. Right, ladies? That's what girls talk about.
Can we talk about crypto instead?
I'm just kidding. I don't get you level up. I actually said that especially just for you. Although, guess what? I got something even better for you since there's nothing here on the agenda. Although if I keep talking, I'm not going to make the announcements, so don't let me forget to do that. I found this prayer today, which I think, even though sometimes here on the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord server, when we talk about religion, people come to blows and they get very angry and upset. However, I feel like anyone could agree with this prayer of gratitude. So, although, you know what? Level up. It says, thank you, Lord. So now they can't. They're going to yell at me if I say that. I'll just say, thank you, God. Every time I say the Lord, I'll say God. Do you think I can get people to not yell at me if I say that? Of course, Jewish people would yell at me about that. Should I just say, thank you, our Creator? What can I say? How can I say this prayer level up so that no one will yell at me? Can you think of a way?
I can't think of a way. I honestly, I think you can say the sky is blue and somebody will go, you heretic.
Exactly. Okay, so I'll just say God. And if you're Jewish, just pretend I'm not saying it. All right. Thank you, God, for all your gifts of love, especially for those we often overlook. Thank you for friends, to increase our love for you. Thank you for enemies, to increase our tolerance. Thank you for joys and happiness, to strengthen our trust and perseverance. Thank you for the times when all goes well, to teach us serenity. Thank you for the days when things are rough, to teach us patience. Thank you for our successes, to increase our confidence. Thank you for our failures, to increase our humility. Thank you, God, for the ups and downs of life. Thank you, God, for the precious gift of life itself. Help us to continue to grow and to learn, to love and to be grateful. Comfort us when we are disturbed. Disturb us when we become too comfortable. Thank you, God, for being by our side. Amen.
It was nice.
That's what this is all about.
Thank you. Creation Bear approves. That is high praise, high praise. Thank you. Oh, Illico is muted. Okay, maybe that's why she didn't answer me earlier. I thought she was just busy. Okay, Ildiko, now you're unmuted.
Oh, good. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fine. How are you? Nice to hear you.
Yeah, you too. What you been up to?
Well, I'm inching closer and closer to getting this Costa Rica adventure of mine going. So I'm in
I didn't even
negotiation.
know that was in the works. You're wanting to go to Costa Rica?
Uh-huh. Yes, that's what I want to do.
Are you going to find Truman's girlfriend from the Truman Show? Didn't she go to Costa Rica? Oh no, she went to Fiji. She went to Fiji. That's right. Yeah. I don't know very much about Costa Rica other than I think they make good coffee there. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, it's an ecological mecca. It is. They have probably the most diversified wildlife, birds and such, in the forests. The huge preserve here where I want to purchase some land.
Oh wow! So you're serious? You're not just going there to for a vacation. You're like wanting to go there and stay there.
I want to purchase some property so that I can create a sort of yoga retreat, health retreat, ecological tourist destination retreat.
Wow, exciting!
Yeah.
When do you think you're going to go?
Summer sometime. I'm just talking with the gentleman. I've just got him to agree to sell. he's got about 50 acres, and he can sell a little of it to me at least. So I need to go and see it, and to to have a real experience of the place. To see if it's right for me. But I think it is. But I think it is what is right for me. A beautiful area.
Good. So you're going to go there before you buy it. You're not going to like buy it sight unseen. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah.
No,
I like did you see this meme that Miguel Souza posted where it's like the horizon above 100,000 feet and he's got that girl I think she's been in like several different ones of their scripted crises. That is very funny. I like that. I got to save that one.
I missed that. So other than that, I'm just doing everything I usually do. And how about you? How are your children?
Oh, they are doing great. They are. Yes, they're looking forward to summer, for school being over and then just being able to, enjoy the summer. We're getting close to that point.
And your weather is good now?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, so I can plant whatever I want now because the last frost is gone. So we planted this. Today we planted nasturtiums, which I really like because you can eat the leaf and the flower. Have you ever eaten nasturtiums?
I've eaten flowers, that's for sure.
You might have eaten one of these, and they're orange. They're usually like orange and yellow, and then the leaves are really cool. They're round, and the leaves taste very spicy.
Delicious, actually.
Yes, you can put them in salads, and they grow like very easily, like from seed. Some don't grow so well from seeds. Like my son wanted to plant this other one. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it said in there you have to plant them in summer, and the seeds in summer, and then they come up the next spring. Or you can sit there and like put them in the freezer and take them out and all the stuff to like simulate them going through the frost. Because some flowers are like that, like they want their seed to go through a simulated or actual winter before they'll sprout.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting. Oh, those flowers are beautiful. And it's really nice to be able to eat a meal that is very colorful.
Yes.
So you not only eat with your mouth, you eat with your eyes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So I hope you have a good evening, and I'll be listening.
Okay, good. Yeah, glad you're here.
Good.
I'm just looking to see if there's anyone else here who might be a new person. Because I see that Oh, Oxuck Narf is server muted, so I don't know if he misbehaved, or if it's worth the risk of unmuting him. Hard to say. They Live is here. I know that They Live, I think, is a flat earther. I think he's the one who was telling us he was a robotics technician and other stuff. Pretty sure he's a flat earther. Are you there, They Live? But he might be at work, because I know sometimes he visits at work. So if you can't speak, we totally understand.
Yes, I am sorry. I can't talk at this time.
Okay, well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I'll be on in like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll be here. And we have Snorlax the cat. VC verified. Are you there, Snorlax the cat? Even if you just want to say hello, we won't nag you, we promise. If you don't want to talk a lot. Well, some people might. Actually, I can't speak for everyone. Some people might nag you. So, anywho, I'm going to go make the announcement. And we'll just leave everyone in uncomfortable silence unless someone has a topic they want to bring up.
What is the world? What is the world that we're living in now that we know we're not spinning? What is the world? What is the world that we're living in now we know courage is missing? What is the world? What is the world that we're living in now we know flat earth is winning? What is the world? What is the world that we're living? It's like a brand new beginning. We know that most of y'all sitting there wishing, probably just itching for us to go away, completely dismissing things that we say like our minds have gone missing. Meanwhile, you're really the only one shifting reality as if it was switching, like it was some type of fantasy pitching. Next up the bat, but you wind up just whiffing. Nothing but air, you just can't do no hitting. Running around saying that water's sticking to outside the balls, your logic is slipping. I understand that you might think I'm tripping. Pay attention to the words that I'm spitting. Only thing that really needs any fixing, your view of the world and the way that you're thinking. No need to go always screaming and kicking. No reason to think that Earth might be tricking. If it was spinning, then we would see drifting. If it was curving, the ships would be sinking. Logical fallacy, keep on insisting. Probably just listen. How about you try some form of consistence? Ships disappear due to angular distance. Makes a lot more sense that the curve's non-existence. Why the persistence? Why the pursuit of unending resistance? Fighting a war like a soldier enlisted. Really seems as though you got it all twisted. Why not just be a bit more optimistic? Lies you've been told, the veil has been lifted. Now you've been gifted, given permission to take a position. Not in opposition to the world that we're living. Create ignition, start up the engine. Choose to accept it now, this is your mission. Tell us why the damn curvature is missing. Maybe just call up a mathematician. Give him a listen. Have him tell you about his presuppositions. Talking about how it's not superstition. A vacuum and air pressure juxtaposition. Make a decision. Tell us how this model came to fruition. You have the right to enact your volition right up to the day of mental acquisition. All I could do is provide ammunition. Can't take the heat, stay the fuck out the kitchen. Judgment day or to the last demolition. You can see this as an act of attrition. On the condition that after admission, do you a favor and start the forgiving. Then go out and share your newfound position with everybody who's potentially victim. Falling for the global prisoner system. So many flaws, no woman can list them. Shout to my beautiful parents, I missed them. Taught me to think for myself, I could kiss them. Now to the day that I'm able to wish them away in my arms, I will reminisce them. Yeah.
That was nice. That was chocolate. It sounded good. What's that one called?
That's what is the word? I'll post a link.
Okay, good. Blaze is here now. Hello, Blaze. My announcement says it's loading, but it's like taking forever. I don't know if it's Discord or my internet or what. I'm going to try to redo it, I think. Actually, I'll just try to do it on the computer.
Sure. Hi. um, did we try talking to Godzilla Destroyo?
I did not. No, I didn't even see that person. I'm working really hard trying to make an announcement, which shouldn't be nearly as difficult as it's been. I've been working on it all this time, but I'm close to success.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Okay. No, try talking to him. Does he have a role?
Hi.
Yeah, he has a VC role. Hello.
Am I allowed to talk if it's ladies' night and I'm not a lady?
Yes, because you're new, we'll allow it.
All right, cool.
Hello, welcome.
Thank
How
you.
long have you been in the server?
I would say not even a week, maybe a week at most.
Okay. So what do you think of the shape of the Earth is?
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to define it. I'm open to the information that everybody is presenting. I think it's, yeah, well, obviously there's a conversation to be had about it, which is why this server exists. I'm more so interested in the proofs both sides give. Well, not both sides, it being Earth is round, the Earth is flat, but the conversations that are presented by discussing the validity of the round Earth idea.
Yeah. So I don't know how long you've been looking into this topic. How long have you been looking into this topic?
Few years, but this topic isn't the big one for me. It's more so I'm interested in the conversations that follow after. I mean, discussing
What do you mean?
discussing the flat Earth versus round Earth changes the way our science is had, and I think that's the more interesting conversation than whether or not the Earth is flat or not, because it doesn't really impact how I view life.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely changes the way science is. I mean, for sure, that's part of what we're doing around here. We're trying to say, let's go back to the times when science was actually an objective procedure where we took measurements, made observations, tested our hypothesis in reality. Let's get away from the time when science became whatever the popular feeling of the day decides it wants to be, or whatever the political party in power decides it is. Let's go back to the time when scientists actually had integrity and ethics and weren't just looking for the big buck. Let's go back to the time when instead of throwing billions of dollars away to the organization known as NASA, which has been proven to be disreputable, lies to us on a daily basis, and is not actually carrying out science at all, but it's continuing the scientism or pseudoscience of the globe religion. And let's just say the emperor has no clothes and let the chips fall where they may. We are totally on board with you. We want science to be science again. Absolutely. Let's make little hats. Make science science again.
definitely agree with that. I mean, just I think both sides present interesting viewpoints. It To me, what's fun about it is listening to both sides and letting everybody change the way you think about, I mean, different opinions. I mean, why do we need to attack other people for how they think when we can discuss what is and isn't real? I think politically we're in a really interesting time, very scary, interesting time because of cancel culture. I I think it's sad that we are so against differing opinions and canceling them because what's the scariest part of having a conversation with somebody you disagree with? The fact that your opinion might get changed? I don't see anything wrong with that.
For sure. Yes, and absolutely. Since and we have many people here, Godzilla, who are very afraid of the topic of flat Earth, and it's almost like they're sticking their fingers in their ears and just saying la 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 la. They just will not examine the evidence. They go, and these are mainly young people. I don't know how young you are, but not to say people are like this, because I have, I think the Discord is kind of a self-selecting sample of people who probably, possibly, I have no idea, because I'm only here because of flat Earth. I would never be here, believe me, just to whatever, find people to play games with or whatever. But probably these people are more into like the online culture, the gaming culture, and so on. So they might be less likely to be going out and spending a lot of time actually observing reality. I was talking about this just the other day with some newer flat earthers who were saying, some of the things people come in here with that they believe, like they say, oh, ships disappear because they go over the curve. Like, these are people who haven't actually spent any time on the water, right? Because even before we realized the globe model was a lie, we never thought that. Like, I live on the Great Lakes. Never in my life would I think that, because you travel around and you see, the way it is obviously because of perspective, and because
Sure.
you can't see forever. But people come in with these misconceptions that are in the popular media, and they just cling to them ferociously, even when you try to show them like 27 different ways that's like, even the hardcore, pseudoscientific entertainers, a lot of them will not claim that. For example, Neil deGrasse Tyson, of course, the man who loves to lie to children and make money, profit off of his lies, Bill Nye, the lying guy, he says that apparently. I haven't actually seen this, but I've seen that might be it, because when I was growing up, there was no Bill Nye the Lying Guy. So maybe a whole generation has been brainwashed with this guy about the ships, because if you actually go out on a boat and travel, you don't think that. So what you're saying here is you are open to getting the facts about the flat Earth, and has anyone presented to you the concept of the long distance observations and the laser tests, and why these demonstrate the flaws in the globe model? Has anyone here on the server explained that to you?
No, but isn't that similar to what there's a documentary on I say documentary, but I feel like it was more so mocking the flat earth view on Netflix, where they tried to do that experiment, right? Where they used a strong laser pointer that they put over the one of the Great Lakes, to try to prove or prove slash disprove the flat Earth theory or round Earth theory.
Yeah, I don't know if the other ladies knows much about the entertainment piece that was on Netflix. Not in any way, shape, or form should it be called a documentary, since, as with most modern media, they decide what message they want to put out to the masses. They decide ahead of time what they want to portray, and then they cut and paste, either leading the target astray to sink themselves, or they just cut and paste to make the image they wish to portray shown to the world. So that's my understanding. I never waste any time watching that, since I already know, I've done my own observations, measurements, and have a logical brain in my body, so I already know the globe model has no basis in reality, nor has anyone ever actually seen this globe or experiencing it. You only know about it because of what you saw on TV or what NASA tells you, even though on their own website, NASA will tell you that they use CGI to create an image of a globe to match your expectations of what the globe should look like from space. So they're even telling you right there, they don't go up there and take a picture of this alleged globe. So a little bit of fishiness right there. But anyway, I don't know if any other ladies know anything about, he's asking about the Netflix entertainment piece. Does anyone else know about that?
I will say real quick, I do agree with you. It's really weird that the image that we consistently, well, I say image, but images about the the Earth are extremely skewed because of the biases of NASA. I think it's really disappointing that they try to claim that they're so pro science, but they hide so much information from us.
It is Photoshop, but it's has to be.
That was Robert Simon, data visualization designer from NASA, telling you that the globe image is Photoshop because it has to be. Just a minute.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can look at all the different like equivalent government organizations of NASA, and they all use differing ideas of the Earth. I mean, I wish it was more consistent, but that's why we're here, right? Because we don't trust the differing presentations of what the Earth is by all of these organizations. Because if it was that simple, they would be having the same imagery, right?
Yeah.
I'm a
That
woman.
would.
I have a vagina.
Oh, that's awesome to know.
Yeah. Am I cool yet?
Uh, yeah. Now you are. So, Godzilla. Sorry, but that. Actually, I'm not. He should be. Anyway, yeah. So the NASA images, quote unquote images, would at least be the same, and we should be getting a consistent yearly photographs, not just CGI images from NASA, in my
100%.
opinion. Yep. Um, 1 second. Let me just take care of this person. Everybody did. Okay. There we go. All right. So back to you. Sorry, I'm not sure if you answered Dandelion about where you stand on the shape. Like, are you? It sounds like you're kind of questioning
I would say
everything.
I'm a healthy skeptic. I'm listening to
Ah,
both sides. I think there's major flaws with how all the different space organizations. I mean, the fact that they're not all consistent is very red flaggy.
mhm.
I I'm obviously not able to go out into space because I'm a regular person, and so I can't objectively say that the Earth is round or the Earth is flat because I haven't been able to test it. I mean, unfortunately, I'm in a populace where I just can't go out and make those experiments happen super easily.
Well, here
When
here's something. Have you ever, I guess, seen or measured or know of anybody that has measured the curvature of the Earth?
like yes and no. Which is why
Okay.
I'm here. I think there's a discussion to be had about it. I There's
No,
nobody
no.
that
I
I
mean,
personally can point to that
yeah.
has, but I mean,
Personally, in
there's no.
your life, have you seen
N-
curvature or detected or know like somebody that has?
No. But I
Okay.
also am in a very mountainous region, and that does make it extremely difficult to prove it. but I have
of
been in
course.
airplanes, I have flown around, and I can't say that there's a curve, but because I feel like, well, we can look to how strong eyes are. I can only
Mhm.
see as far as I can. That doesn't, just because I can't see further doesn't mean that there's a curve, or that it also doesn't prove that the earth is flat, which is why I'm in
Yeah.
here and I'm a skeptic.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's
Yeah,
I just sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that you sound like really nervous about the whole concept. It's like, the thing of it is you haven't ever experienced anything but a flat stationary Earth. Like, I understand where it's almost like you're putting the same burden of proof on just accepting reality the way it's presented to you, the way you've always experienced it, which is no motion, no curvature, and that we see too far. It would be bonus if you want to go out and see something and say, oh, that's too far. But the thing of it is, it's the globe model that if you sit there and contemplate and think about it, like I said, you can't go to this alleged meeting of outer space, which cannot exist the way that they say. You acknowledge that the stories come out of NASA and the space agency are widely divergent and fishy and make no logical sense. And so why should we just on faith accept that there's some fairy tale world where things float around and the natural laws we all came to know don't work, and that every time they go up into this alleged ISS or something, they've got green screen glitch here. Things are supposed to be floating. Whoops, something dropped to the ground. Guess something messed up here in this zero gravity environment that can't possibly exist next to the atmosphere of Earth. You making it sound like you want to stay in the middle, which is fine. We accept it, right, Lulu? He can stay in the middle if he wants, but realize you can't. It's not the same as other things where where you hear oh, here's one person's story here and over there, and I don't know who it's a he said she said, I just don't know. It's like you got people getting billions of dollars confessing on their own website they're making it CGI and they can't go up there and take a picture of it. You got them defying natural law. You got ISS glitch after ISS glitch. You got no way did they possibly go to the moon. You got whistleblowers here and everywhere. You got whistleblowers being slaughtered, like the first NASA astronauts, Gus Grissom and company. And then on the other side, you got flat earthers and other people who I don't even call themselves flat earthers, just saying, hey, I just took this picture in Canada and it's, hundreds of miles away. Hey, my name's Joshua Nowicki. I regularly take pictures across Lake Michigan of Chicago and it shouldn't be there. And there it is. You got tons of people putting up amateur weather balloons, 100,000 feet, flat horizon. So, you got two things that are not the same. You got a monolithic corporate government entity that just keeps getting more and more monolithic all the time, agreeing on the Antarctic Treaty, all these tons of nations of the world that claim to be fighting with each other in other areas, saying, but nobody can go to Antarctica. We can all agree on that. And it's a globe, guys. It's a globe. Keep the billions coming. Keep the billions coming. So one of these two groups has gotten together and decided to portray a false reality to you. Which one is it? Is it the people who are telling you something that has no bearing whatsoever on what you personally observe Godzilla every single day and what you've experienced your entire life, who happen to be profiting billions of dollars and hoarding all the resources around the world and controlling the media and so on? Or is it the individuals spread all around the world who not only don't gain from this, they usually have to do it, as you saw with that person. I'm pretty sure the guy in the video, Bob, I don't know him personally, but I think he's had to endure a lot of flack of, and I know many other people have, like Quantum Eraser, different people have had a lot of personal grief directed toward them. And some people have had, Globers call their job and say, did you know this person's a crazy flat earther? As if anybody cares. Most of the time, nobody could care less, but they get harassed and sometimes they lose money because, or they get laughed at and they get humiliated. And they usually don't make much money off of it, maybe a tiny little bit. Which people do you want to go with? So it's not just a he said, she said Godzilla. It's at some point after you've taken all the information, no rush, you're going to have to say, yeah, the preponderance of evidence here is definitely on the side of this globe model being a big crock of nonsense. And, and I've never seen any evidence to support it at all because we've been asking for it and nobody's got it.
Yeah, well, first, I'm sorry that I come off as so nervous. I was just trying to spread
Oh no, I'm
my
sorry.
attention around like four different
I was not trying
topics.
to insult you. I was not trying to insult you. I just don't want you to be nervous.
No, for sure.
Yes, because I know it's scary to say, I think the earth is flat. So we don't expect you to say it. It's fine. You don't have to say
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm not necessarily nervous about that. I was having like three different conversations all at once. I was trying.
Okay, so my
Much more
interpretation of nervous was
nerve-wracking
just you
to.
were distracted. You were distracted. Okay, well, I
Yeah,
apologize for
no,
misinterpreting
that's
you
my
then.
bad.
I do
I'm
apologize.
devoting way more attention to this right now. Um, I
Okay,
will
now we got
say
your full
that.
attention, Godzilla.
Well, yeah, there are people in the voice text that I was having a long conversation with. I was kind of just called upon, and that was more nerve wracking than, and I was like trying to continue the conversation with them.
Sorry.
But
Everybody
no,
wants
no,
to
no, no,
talk to
no,
you,
it's fine.
Godzilla. You're so popular. You're the man of the hour. Maybe you can just
I
one day maybe Godzilla will destroy the globe for us, and, yep, and then we can do a little fan fiction. Godzilla destroys the globe.
yeah, I feel like it's not like it. There's definitely way more sketchiness around the organization of NASA and the other ones around the world. I'm not gonna say that they're entirely wrong though, because I think we gain a lot of useful information from them. But I don't think it's like the fact that they're not giving us pictures of the Earth every year and the inconsistent models. Those are all huge red flags for me, especially when we can take a plane and we can look outside and we can only see as far as our eyes can work. We don't see a curve. But that to me isn't necessarily evidence of a flat earth or a round earth, which is why I call myself a skeptic. I don't know anybody personally who has proven whether or not the earth is round or flat, but the people that I see online, like Netflix, I'm gonna call it a mockumentary because I feel like it had a very much so mocking tone of the people, the flat earthers trying to do their thing. I think that had a very sad, disgusting tone. Instead of being like a true documentary, it was very biased. But I will say the science that they were doing, it held up, and the laser pointer test should, in theory, have proven I mean, they take a target and measure the angle that it's on, so that if the Earth was flat, the laser pointer that they would set up on a tripod, the tripod was also flat, should effectively point right at the middle of the target at the height that it was on. The test that they did was done at a human level, and we are not perfect beings. And so I'm
Zilla,
not
are
going to
you
say.
going to make me have to go watch this? Every time somebody brings this up, it's just, I mean, I already know the earth is flat. There's been a ton of laser tests that work perfectly fine. There was some kind of technical problem with that. If there's any man here,
Yeah.
he wants to unmute and tell him what the technical thing was, because that thing just bores me. It's like, but if the
Oh,
fact that actually convinced you makes me sad. So I don't know if there's anyone
no.
here who wants to tell him the technical. I mean, I've heard it said, it's like, oh, whatever. Indio knows it. I've heard him say it before. Some technical problem was with it, so he used one that wasn't the right kind to use, and he didn't actually
I'm
use the
not
one he's
saying that.
intending to use. Okay, no, I'm saying it. I'm saying there was a
Yeah,
technical problem with the test, and so of course that's the one they're going to put on TV. They've done a whole
I
bunch of,
agree.
like Roger and I were just talking about. They've done a bunch of laser tests. They're documented. Oh, Level Up says you need the link to the FE Core video of the laser test. I mean, I can give you a link to the FE Core final PDF report and so on. I mean, I understand that
Yeah.
that
Hey,
documentary
Mary Mom.
influenced you, even though you're saying you're not. Yes, please. Are you going to be our guest star?
Uh,
Tell them
just
about that.
wanted
Tell them
to
about the Netflix.
say that the laser test performed on Lake Balaton in Hungary they have received the governmental confirmation for this laser test. Like they verified it.
Yeah, so we got a verified laser test, verified, reported, verified by the Hungarian government, or you have some kind of clowns on Netflix, obviously trying to make fun of flat earthers and succeeding. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you can go for the evidence or you can go for the fluff piece. It's your choice.
I also posted the video for the FE core. It's like an hour long. You can watch it whenever you have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. What I was going to say is that all of these tests have been done by people, and people are not perfect beings. And so I think there are a lot of human errors, and so that we need to rely on robotics, which are objective beings. I mean, not objective beings, but that robots are true objective things. If they
I'm
do
not going to be
test
relying on you
mean
with that,
robots
Godzilla.
are
Sorry.
two objective things.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean,
Robots are programmed
What is?
by
okay,
people.
Okay, I agree, but mathematics in robotics should allow for them to effectively calculate the positioning of a target across a lake and calculate the curvature, if there is, done through robotics without human help. I mean, you can put into a computer how to fix the target and the laser pointer to get a flat.
Do you know what an
a flat
actuator
test.
is?
Yes. No,
Good.
but like I'm saying,
What is an actuator?
Okay. Look, like I was saying,
Do you know what
it needs to
backlash
be.
is? No, do you know what backlash is?
I know what backlash is, but that you guys haven't even let
What
me
is a
finish what I was
backlash?
saying. You haven't
What
even
is
let me
the
finish my
Okay,
original
okay.
Hey,
statement.
Baguette, I only wanted to know if you knew about the Netflix thing, but you do not, so that's fine. Let's let him say what he's going to say. Okay.
Look, I think that all of these tests have too much human error in them. I think there's a lot of red flags about NASA, but I also think there's a lot of red flags about the people that are doing the tests. I haven't seen any super convincing experiments that are enough to sway me in either direction.
Believe anyone in here, and you're not going to go do the tests. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like I've said, it's a little bit difficult for me to go out and do a test when I'm in a mountainous region. It's
That's
not
fine.
that
So you're
simple
very
for me.
gullible, and that's fine.
Okay.
You do not accept the well done. I mean, that's the whole reason we have a scientific message. We don't need scientific method. We do not need to rely on robots to carry out tests. That's why in science you have reporting of error. That's part of your lab report when you test hypothesis. You report percentage error in measurements depending on the precision of the instrument that you are using. So, for example, and it's fine. I accept what you're saying in theory, but it just shows me you haven't actually looked at the PDF of the FE core laser test because, if you're so concerned about precision, then, look at that, see how error was accounted for and so on. And, then come back and tell us what your problem is with that well-documented demonstration, which has been replicated as true science needs to be, tested, repeatable, and so on. And it has been replicated multiple times, these laser tests, as well as the long distance observations that don't need any special equipment. There's many, we are testing a mathematical model in reality. You don't need special equipment. There's just so many, as I said before, observations on the earth that are documented by people that aren't necessarily flat earthers that would not be visible on a globe of the dimensions claimed. So is it that you don't understand the argument of how the 3,959-mile radius has been falsified hundreds of times?
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that
so you do understand the argument. So give me the argument.
Wait,
then.
no.
How has the
That's not what I'm saying.
3,959-mile radius been falsified?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so you
And
don't
I
understand
feel
the
like
argument. That's fine.
no. Okay. Look, all I'm saying is that it's not that simple. I personally haven't checked out the the experiment you guys have talked about yet, and I'm completely open to reading about it, but I personally have not seen it. Which is why I'm still a skeptic about the conversation. I've been very open to
Okay,
it.
that's understandable.
All I'm saying is that I think that when there are people who are doing the experiments, and all people have biases, and we have not figured out how to eliminate bias completely from our experiments yet. And so I'm remaining on the safe side of conversations. I'm not strongly leaning either way, but I feel
Okay.
like you were completely interpreting
Well,
what I was trying to say, and I
Well, will you do me a
apologize for
favor
making
before
it
we go on?
confusing.
Will you do me a favor and bookmark the FE core experiment that I just put in the live stream and look at it later?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I just want to add too that I was a programmer for some years, and we have the saying "garbage in, garbage out." So what the computers do is calculate fast. They give results that they're programmed to give. So that doesn't take the human equation out of it at all. You can be just as objective by cross-checking, having some other person check the first person's work. That's how science is supposed to be, where one person does an experiment and gets a certain result and repeats it, and then other people have to do the same thing. And that's how we minimize bias. But having instruments that are very accurate, it only helps if you have qualified people using them and more qualified people interpreting the data set of the result. So there's no escaping the human equation. And yeah, we can all agree that there's no such thing as perfection when humans are involved. But by having more people do something and repeat it according to high standards, like with the FE core thing, they had very, very, very tight tolerances on their machines, and they did some custom machines, and they were very accurately calibrated and checked by people who had no dog in the hunt. And you can't do any better than that. I mean, there is no science so-called in the world that does better than that.
Yes.
I agree. We're not able to do better than that right now.
Those people who check this laser test were actually these kind of people who are topologists or topographists. Those who measure the long distances of land before they start the construction. So.
Yeah. And don't overcomplicate things. It's not some, I don't know. Some people think like when they're talking about the scientific method and scientists and what they do and whatnot, it has to be like this really complicated experiment with labs and chemicals and whatnot. It's not like that. It's just you're simply trying to make an observation. So you don't need to, you have the laser test that you can go out there and do it yourself too, which is a great thing about it. So like Dandelion said, Level Up said, go do it yourself. Look into the experiment that we provided for you, and then after that, come and let us know what you think about it and what your not opinion, but basically if you also do your own observation, what your records and results shows, because that's the only way we can get anywhere really. And I get why you're taking this position, because you haven't looked at both the NASA side. You can verify theirs, obviously, and you haven't looked at our side, which you can verify for yourself. So you're in this middle position, which is okay. We're not, trying to do anything and try to get you to force you to come to any side. But like Dandelion said earlier, your everybody's objective reality is a motionless flat plane when you go out. Nobody has ever really experienced any curvature. Nobody ever experiences any motion. So you have to be just naturally and logically, you have to come to the first conclusion of being on the flat plane side, So it's just, that's just the default position, if that makes sense.
I follow what you're saying, and I will read up on the FE core But I will say that I have skepticism about all human done science, and because I think that we are not objective beings, and I think when we create an AI that's able to do science, it will be an objective thing. And
Um,
Yeah,
I'm just
but
waiting.
it won't be an objective thing. Like Level Ups told you, it is based on how you program that certain device and that whatever you're trying to calculate it. So
It is the
even if
programming.
even
I
even if you build this AI, right? It's not gonna build itself to calculate, and unless you program it, it's not gonna build itself to be calculating curvature or not curvature. You understand that?
I
So there's
agree,
never going to
but
be such a
but
thing as an objective. I mean, there is, which is
AI.
why we follow the scientific method, but there's not going to be an objective science in a way.
I agree.
And
That's my
AI
bad.
is
Well,
nothing
All
without
right,
human
guys,
input.
please,
Yeah,
guys,
go ahead.
please. All right, go ahead.
I absolutely agree, but I think soon, once the technological singularity happens, that once the AI is able to develop its own code, it will become closer and closer to a true objective being, as close as that we're going to be able to get to. And
um,
I think those scientists, those experiments that they
But
will
okay,
commit to, I mean, that they will do, I think those are the closest that we're going to get to truth, and I'm just waiting until that
I
happens.
get
oh,
that, but you're
we
never gonna get there. Then you're never ever gonna get there.
no,
Sorry, dude.
there is no such thing as an technological singularity. I mean, it's always changing, and I was in some early AI programming. I don't know how many decades ago, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, there's some pretty good software, but it's still programmed by people. The AI, it can do unexpected things because code is complicated, and that's the only reason. That's why you have troubleshooting, because your code doesn't always do what you think it's going to do. It's not because it's smart. It's not because it's developing its own thoughts. It's because you didn't program it as well as you should have. And so there isn't going to be a technological singularity that's going to save us from our imperfections, because it's always going to come from us. You see what I'm saying? That if you're going to wait for that, you'll be waiting forever.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
maybe
it doesn't make sense for you to be waiting for the thing that we're creating. Shouldn't you be just going based off of what the creator is doing? Meaning, like, not as the creator, but like us humans as creating the robots, we should know better than the robots in a sense, right? So I don't know why you're waiting for that. You should really rely on your senses as well. I don't know. There's like this thing nowadays where people come in and say, "Oh no, I can't trust my senses." Like, you can use your eyes and know that unless you have some type of mental issue, you know what you're seeing is what you're seeing. Uh, so like, trust your senses too. When you see too far, maybe that's because it's just flat and you're seeing too far.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but I guess I don't know what to say. I believe the
Yeah, no worries.
technological singularity will happen, and I think that the
Uh,
AI at the point where it's able to alter its own code will, I think that will exist, and I think it will be doing objective science. I know that it's really hard to comprehend that, and so I might be wrong and it might never happen, but I feel like I need to hold some healthy skepticism when it comes to humans performing experiments until that point,
It's
because we're
just like
not.
space.
yeah, but that's not a healthy skepticism. Now you're just talking about um your what is it called?
Denial?
Deluded?
I don't even know what it is.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, Godzilla. Somebody's got to. You don't even know
Uh,
me, so I know you aren't going to hold a grudge against me for the rest of your life for being the first one, apparently, to be honest with you. You are not level headed. You are not even handed. You are not objective. You do not
You're
take a
right,
balanced
absolutely.
view.
I'm not
You are
objective.
brainwashed by the dominant culture. You think AI is going to save us. You trust a robot programmed by people more than actual people themselves, who are the mind who's creating the thing. And we're trying to explain to you how the flat earth science is actually scientific and being honest about their errors and exploring the natural world where we actually live and not stuck in la la land. And you're trying to tell us you're going to go to la la land AI, try to have them tell you. I mean, you are way off the reservation. I'm sorry. Like, if you decide to get down to earth sometime, like maybe just go outside some more, like take your shoes off, put your feet in the dirt, lay down on the ground.
He's in the
Feel
mountains.
any
He can't.
motion. Oh, in the mountains, you have no dirt
Yeah,
there.
but still, yeah, he can. There's always a way to perform these observations. Try to locate the mountain beyond you. I don't know.
I mean,
You're brainwashed. Sorry. You're right there. Do not stop with this. I'm just trying to keep an open mind. I don't want to take a stand. You are part of the mainstream and you're pushing it. And now you've heard the truth. So you're going to be even more accountable if you go out of here and are like, oh, yeah, the natures, they don't match. There's something fishy there, but I'm not going to take a stand. I'm just going to stay mild-mannered and lukewarm so nobody gets mad at me. I'm going to get really mad at you. You stay lukewarm, Godzilla. But I still hope you stick around here. The other people will be much nicer to you than I will.
yeah, well, I'm gonna read the laser level experiments that you guys told me to, and maybe that'll change my opinion. But I don't know what else to
Okay.
say.
Let me try to approach this one last time in a different way, right? When you measure something, have you ever measured anything like your, I don't know, your desk or the floor or something in your life? Godzilla?
Yeah, I have.
You have. Okay. So when you measured that certain thing, did you trust your measurement?
Well, yes, I did measure, but like my desk is not at the atomical level.
No,
I
I
don't
didn't
know
ask that. I asked, did you trust your measurements when you measured your desk, and it was
that it would be close enough that it would work. Yeah, I believe that.
Okay. So, did you need to have any type of like robot calculation that's going to be objectively truth to tell you that your desk is this certain size?
I mean,
are you going to like wait for that for it to build your desk or something? I'm just wondering. I want to know where you're.
I think if we're to build a desk and it would be able to calculate how long it is based off of the numbers of atoms. Yeah, but I mean, thinking
Atoms?
about my desk
What are
as
you talking
no,
about
wait.
atoms for? I'm talking about your desk.
Yeah, no, if I think of my desk as what, it's like 52 inches, I think. That's not a uber precise measurement.
Yes, but it is accurate enough for you to build a whatever it is you're going to build, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need to go to the atomic level and know the exact precise measurement for it. If you get your measuring tape out and you measure it to be 52 inches, objectively going to be 52 inches everywhere else. Would you agree?
Sorry, can you please say that one more time for me?
If you take your measuring tape out and you measure your desk to be 52 inches, objectively, it's going to be 52 inches wherever you take it and they measure it, right?
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah. So you don't need to measure it to the atomic level to know or to build whatever you're trying to come to a conclusion that your desk is this size. So you overcomplicate things when you're trying to measure, because that's all we're trying to do is measure, right? With these laser tests. So when there is a specifically falsified the given curve measurement that they've given us. So when we go out there, and it's a little bit larger scale, however, we're taking a laser to measure the Earth, or in this case, the Earth's curvature, and we measure it. We don't need to have any fancy robot technical thing to tell us what that measurement is. And if you do it enough times, you're going to get the same measurements over and over and over again, which is what these people did. Different locations, different size, almost all variables accounted, weather, location, moisture, whatever. So done enough times, it showed that every time they did it, this so-called curvature calculation didn't exist, which led them to believe it's a flat plane. We don't know like how flat it is or like how long it is or whatever, because you can't really measure the whole Earth, but you have falsified the curvature. Did you follow my analogy here? I hope it made sense.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was just going to say, in any kind of engineering, I mean, I did electronic engineering, right? And I've done software and all sorts of things, but there's such a thing as way too much precision. It's wasteful. It's impractical. If you want to put up a building, you may have a tolerance level for, depending on what part of the building you're making. It could be feet, it could be inches, it could be millimeters, it could be microns, not necessarily in a building, but even if you were making like surgical instruments, you're looking at sometimes extreme precision. But when we're talking about Earth shape, that kind of precision is way, way overkill. It won't prove or disprove anything. What you need to do is observe. And yeah, if you want to do the laser test, it's been done. You can, like you said, you're going to check it later. That precision is overkill even in that. But it shows that we're not being sloppy. That's the biggest advantage of that test, is that we're not being sloppy. We're not just eyeballing things. We're not even just looking through telescopes, right? We're measuring with high precision. And what that measurement shows, it confirms what we've seen with our eyes, which is that there is no curvature. And that's the point. I mean, if you go on and on talking about atoms and microns and that kind of precision and saying nothing is knowable unless you get down to that level, I hate to tell you this, but even when you get to that level, you know even less. I used to repair and rebuild 8mm tape drives at one point, and there was an argument over whether the read-write head actually touched the tape, because at the atomic level, you can't tell. So it won't help you to go to that precision.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the experiment and I'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys have already convinced me to read it. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, this is a good step. Yeah, read it, and if you are able to actually perform the experiment or the observation yourself, we encourage you to do that as well, and then come to your own conclusion.
Yeah, we want you to report back. Yep, as soon as you can. Maybe next ladies' night if we don't see you before then, right, Lulu?
Yep, that would be nice.
It could be a follow-up. That'd be fun. Let us know what you learned during the week. What you think. That'd be great. Creation Beer's got some people in the check-in. Oh, looks like he's got like 4 people in there. I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to help him or take some people to the check-in too. If there's anybody else that's looking for the VC verified role, there's somebody up there now, so it's a good time to go up there, because I see we have Gus. He has no roles. Or we could try unmuting him. What do you think, Lulu?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we'll give him a chance. Gus, are you there? I unmuted you, so if you wish to speak, unmute yourself, or if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Or if Gus or anyone else in here that doesn't have any roles would like to get the VC verified role, the Shazefi or anybody else who's in here with no roles, M. Chan, talking to you. Slonk has the VC verified role, the cute little cat. Avatar?
Oh, Slonk.
Do you know
remember.
Slonk?
We and him spoke very long last time.
Oh, really? I
Last
missed
ladies'
that. It must have
night.
been after I
Yeah.
left. How did it go?
It was somewhat productive, I would say. He wasn't, as annoying
He's
as
a
some, but
return customer, so you must not have scared him
yeah,
off too much. He's coming
I
back
guess
for
so.
more.
Yeah. But yeah, if you wanna say hi, Slonk.
Oh, Slonk
Or
is
not?
putting gifts in the
Maybe later. Okay.
voice text. Yeah, and I don't know what his gifts are. Ryan Gosling, serial in bed failure. Laugh at this user gif. I'm sure that's a good one.
Yeah. Maybe he's eating. Is that what it means? Anyway, okay. So yeah, we can move on to people. We got the asphyxiate. Oh, asphyxiate. Yeah. Got
Yes,
VC.
Gigs has VC verified and a couple other roles. I've never heard from Asphyxiate. Have you?
Not that I recall. Nope.
What's the update? I've barely been here, so is because I see he's got the Coliseum seating. Is that quantum eraser with debate with the professor ever happening, or are they still running as fast as they can in the other direction?
I haven't heard any news since last time, so I'm assuming it's not gonna happen ever.
Before I get to make fun of the person that they are scared of quantum eraser, how long do I have to wait before I get to do that?
Yeah,
A week?
I was wondering if we can ask Quantum or anybody that knows about it. Let us know if there's any dates that were set for the debate. That would be great. As far as I'm concerned, it's never happening. So
Yeah, but at some point we got to say, Stanford professor afraid to debate quantum eraser. Fact.
I don't
Is it a
blame the
Stanford
professor
professor? Am I
though.
right about that? That's what I've heard. Stanford. Oh yeah, I mean they don't want to lose their job or be like
Yeah.
humiliated, which is what would happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, they may want to eat. That's perfectly fine. They
Yeah.
need to keep their job. It's perfectly fine. Because yeah, and I think a lot of people don't understand that these so-called professionals will not do a live debate on this supposedly settled topic, right?
Yep.
I just heard Professor Dave is chickening out once again, and although claiming that no flat earther has met his challenges, and then when even though multiple people have met the flat earth challenges. I mean, the only people who believe in Professor Dave are like little teenage boys who want to believe in space and who want to continue to have their rocket ship toddler bed after their feet have outgrown the other end of it. And Professor Dave lets them keep their space dreams. This is the only person I know of that could take that dude seriously. Certainly no real scientist would take him seriously.
Oh yeah, no, he's a joke.
Oh, Creation Bear is ready for somebody to VC verify all the dudes in check-in. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, and a 68 says, I'm pretty much a flat earther, but I'm learning as I go. Been looking forward to ladies' night since speaking to Panto Math. Just don't feel like to speak at the moment. That is understandable. You do not have to speak, but thank you for telling us that. Asphyxiate, and welcome to the server. Okay, I'm going to go up there and VC verify those people.
Okie dokie. I see Cafe Mocha. Hello, welcome, girl. Maybe you can't talk. Blaze, hello, welcome.
Hey, sorry, I'm getting ready to go do some stuff, but you guys are doing great. That guy Godzilla, is he still here?
No, unfortunately he left.
I mean, it's so interesting because like no one's denying that the earth could be round. We don't know, but a sphere is distinct, And I started thinking, I'm not like the most technical with the shape of the earth, but if you can measure a beach ball. So, we're saying if it's a sphere, we should be able to measure that. And we do with their math, and it doesn't, there's no curvature. But you know what? I saw this meme, and I thought this was really interesting. Let me see if I have it still. That, so shooting stars. So how would shooting stars work? Say, in Australia, right? Shouldn't they be going up or something too? I thought that was a little interesting. I'm going to see if I can do this one here.
Okay.
I mean, have you ever thought about that?
I mean, a lot of things just don't work, but so wait, is this the one? Oh no, this is a different one. Never mind. Yeah, post it. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, you guys are doing great. I actually I'm just like listening. You're like my little iPod, my what is it called? Podcast. Well, I'm getting ready.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see you and hear you here. So jump in whenever you want to.
Yeah, and Cafe Mocha, she's shy sometimes. So
yeah, that's okay. We're glad to see her here.
And I found it really interesting about what Level Up was saying about programming, because it was interesting. So yeah, everybody's doing really great. I learn a lot listening to you guys when I can get down here.
Me too. I'm always learning from these ladies. So yeah, it's awesome.
It is. Well, you guys have a great night. I'm going to be listening to the podcast.
All right, enjoy. And just if you have any questions or want a flat smack or anything, please jump in.
Thank you so much. I'll be listening.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see who else is here.
I VC verified all those people, but they're still up there. So I don't know. We could just capture them and drag them down here, I guess, if they don't come down here.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe they're having a great time up there. I don't know. They'd rather talk to the men. Some boys are afraid to talk to women. That's what I was told since I joined the server. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've come to accept it as
But this is a good place to practice. Like, we're not even going to throw stuff at them or whine, too much, or expect them to take us out to dinner or anything else. It's a great place to practice.
Yeah.
Arian doubts this. He said men are afraid to talk to women, ? That's what I've been told. I mean, I don't know if anyone can confirm.
The
see,
younger
Slug
one.
agrees. Women are scary. See? Yeah, see?
Come on, Slug. You talked to us for 2 hours last time.
Orin's afraid he's going to make us cry. That's why he doesn't talk to us. He says, to be fair, women can get quite emotional at times. That's what he's worried about. Yes, we're unpredictable, Lulu. Do you think that's true?
It's dangerous.
Yes, that's why Godzilla had to run away. That's why he likes the AI. Makes perfect sense. Somebody who's into the robotics is like, oh, these women, they're unpredictable. You never know what they're going to say. Their emotions change too quickly. I can't handle it. Can we just deal with robots instead? He wants a Stepford wife robot. Next time he comes back, I'm sorry. Was I already too mean to him? But if he comes back, remind me to ask him if he wants a Stepford wife.
Oh my
Did you ever see that movie?
Yes, I have.
Did you see
that
the
makes
old one?
sense now. No, I seen I want to say the new one.
Okay, yeah, the new one. Yeah, that's much racier. The old one was nowhere near that racy, but yeah, they're both good, I think. Both, you get the same idea with both of them, same concept.
Yeah,
then they live agrees with me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun of him when he's not here. I'm sorry. Yes. What were you going to say?
No, I said we should have Stepford husbands. Sometimes men could be I don't want to say emotional, but emotional in a manly way.